Towering over the English coastline, Dover Castle has stood for centuries, guarding the nation from invaders. But behind its stone walls lies something far darker than history itself. For centuries, visitors and soldiers alike have reported terrifying encounters with the supernatural, from the ghost of a headless drummer boy to the shadow figures lurking in the dark. Dover Castle is hiding something sinister. And as you hear these chilling tales, you'll start to understand why it's known as England's most haunted fortress. But before we dive into the spine-tingling stories that make Dover Castle the go-to destination for ghost hunters, let's take a quick break to show our appreciation for the hard-working algorithm. It's always hustling and bustling, trying to find the best content to recommend to you guys. So let's help it out by showing our support. Now, let's get back to the video. Imagine standing in the shadow of Dover Castle, its ancient stones whispering tales of battles long past. As you explore the labyrinthine passages and towering chambers, you can almost feel the weight of history pressing down on you. But beneath this historic grandeur lies a darker truth, a secret that's been passed down through the ages. The castle is haunted, and those who dare to explore its depths often find themselves face to face with the supernatural. One of the most famous apparitions that is said to haunt the castle grounds is that of a young drummer boy. Legend has it that he was brutally murdered after being caught stealing treasure from his fellow soldiers. His head was cut off and hung from the top of the castle wall as a warning to any would-be thieves. And as you walk the ramparts, you might just hear the sound of his ghostly drum echoing through the ages. Some visitors have even reported seeing the ghost of the headless drummer boy himself, his eyes wide with terror as he searches for his lost head. But the story doesn't end there. There's another ghost that's said to haunt the castle, a mysterious woman in red. Her story is a tragic one. She was the mistress of Henry VIII and gave birth to his illegitimate son while staying at the castle. But when Henry found out about their affair, he had her put to death. They say she was thrown into the castle dungeon, and her screams can still be heard echoing through the stone walls. Visitors have reported hearing her mournful cries as they explore the dark and dank chambers below the castle, and some have even seen the ghost of the woman in red, her face pale and lifeless as she wanders the halls searching for her lost child. But these are just two of the many ghosts that are said to haunt Dover Castle. Throughout its long history, thousands of people have met their demise within its thick walls, and their spirits are said to linger here still. From the ghostly soldiers of the English Civil War to the lost souls of World War II, there are countless apparitions that have been spotted by visitors and locals alike. It's not just the castle's human inhabitants that are restless. One of the most terrifying legends of Dover Castle is said to be the home to a demon. That's right, a real live demon that haunts the castle's oldest sections. According to legend, the demon was sealed within the castle walls during construction, and now it's free to roam the halls at night, causing all sorts of chaos and destruction. Those who hear the sound of heavy footsteps in the dead of night or find their beds shaking for no apparent reason are said to be in the presence of the demon. And if you be brave enough to venture out into the dark and explore the castle's abandoned rooms, you might just catch a glimpse of the demon for yourself. Just be careful, because it is said that the demon doesn't like being disturbed and will do anything to protect its domain. Now, before you start stocking up on holy water and crucifixes, let's take a closer look at the evidence. Is there really a demon haunting Dover Castle? Or is this just a spooky story to attract tourists? Well, there are plenty of eyewitness accounts from people who claim to have seen or felt the presence of the demon. Many of these sightings have occurred in the castle's most historic areas, such as the Great Tower and the medieval palace. Some visitors have even reported feeling as though they were being choked by unseen hands or breathed on by icy cold breath, and when they turn around, there's no one there. Of course, skeptics might be quick to dismiss these stories as nothing more than imagination run wild. After all, Dover Castle is a historic landmark that has seen its fair share of tragedy and death throughout the centuries. It is possible that some visitors may have simply been caught up in the castle's eerie atmosphere and created these stories in their minds. However, there are others who believe that there is more to these tales than meets the eye. They say that the castle's long and bloody history has left an indelible mark on its very foundations, and that the demon of Dover Castle is a real and present danger to anyone who dares to cross its path. Whether you believe in demons or not, there's no denying that Dover Castle is a place filled with mystery and intrigue. The stories of the headless drummer boy, the woman in red, and the demon of Dover Castle are just a few of the many tales that have made this ancient fortress one of the most haunted places in England. If you're a fan of the paranormal, then a visit to Dover Castle is a must. You never know what you might see or experience when you step foot inside these ancient walls. As you wander through the castle's labyrinthine hallways, you'll feel the weight of history pressing down on you. Every stone tells a story of battles fought and lives lost, and the echoes of the past still linger here today. The air is thick with the scent of antiquity, and you can almost hear the clash of swords and the rumble of cannons as you explore the castle's many nooks and crannies. It's easy to get lost in the castle's rich history and imagine what life was like in centuries past. But be careful not to get too distracted, because you never know what you might encounter along the way. The castle is full of surprises, and some of them may just send shivers down your spine. You might catch a glimpse of a shadowy figure lurking around the corner, or hear the sound of footsteps echoing behind you. Even the castle's most famous residents, the ghosts of the headless drummer boy and the woman in red, are said to make regular appearances. And who knows what other spirits may be lurking in the shadows, waiting to be discovered by the brave or foolish enough to seek them out. Dover Castle is a place where the veil between the living and the dead is said to be thinnest, and it's not for the faint of heart. If you're a skeptic who doesn't believe in ghosts or demons, you might just be proved wrong. If you're a believer, then you're sure to have your faith confirmed. Either way, Dover Castle is a place that will stay with you long after you've left its ancient walls. When the sun goes down and the crowds have gone home, Dover Castle transforms into a different world. The daytime visitors are gone and the ghosts are free to roam the castle grounds. This is when the truly brave or foolish come to explore. Those who spend the night inside Dover Castle tell tales of strange and terrifying occurrences that defy explanation. The castle's resident ghosts are said to be restless, and they woe and hesitate to make their presence known. If you're lucky, you might just witness the ghost of the headless drummer boy as he marches through the courtyard, or hear the mournful cries of the woman in red echoing through the dungeons. But if you're unlucky, you might encounter the castle's most fearsome resident, the demon of Dover Castle. It's said to lurk in the castle's darkest corners, waiting to strike. Of course, the demon isn't the only thing that makes spending the night at Dover Castle a risky proposition. The castle is also home to a variety of other creatures, both living and dead. From the spiders that make their webs in the towers to the bats that roost in the battlements, there's no shortage of creepy crawlies to keep you on edge. And let's not forget about the rats. They say that the castle is infested with them, and they really not afraid to make their presence known. Imagine sitting in your room for the night in the flickering candlelight, when suddenly you hear a scurrying in the walls. Then, out of the corner of your eye, you see a pair of beady eyes staring back at you. Well, if you're spending the night at Dover Castle, it could become a reality. So, if you're planning on spending the night in Dover Castle, be prepared for anything. Pack plenty of holy water and garlic to keep the demon at bay, bug spray to ward off the creepy crawlies, and maybe even a few exorcism just in case. So, would you dare spend the night in Dover Castle? Or are you happy to stick to exploring it during the day when the ghosts aren't around? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to hit the like button for more terrifying tales of the supernatural. Thanks for watching.